Modern day crypto systems can be divided into two main types. One is called stream cipher, another one is block cipher. Stream cipher will encrypt your data as a stream of bits. Like, you can encrypt one bit at a time or one byte at a time. On the other hand, in block cipher, your original message or plain text is first divided into some number of blocks, and then one block is given as input to encryption algorithm for encryption. So encryption is performed one block at a time. Let's suppose for DES block size is 64 bit. So whatever your original message is, it is divided into blocks of 64 bit each, and then this 64 bit will be encrypted at a time. But if it is in a stream cipher, it will be encrypted bit by bit or byte by bit as a stream of data. There will be no division into blocks. This diagram show you the graphic view of block cipher and stream cipher. Like in case of stream ciphers, we generate key stream from a smaller length key. So we have one module over here which is bit stream generation algorithm. So this bit stream generation algorithm will generate a key stream that is used for encryption, and encryption operation is very simple, where it is XOR operation. So we give our key to this bit stream generation algorithm, and this key bit stream generation algorithm will generate a cryptographic bit stream of key. Like here, if I give a key, let's suppose 128 bits, but here my bit stream will be maybe 2 raised to the power 128 bit. It will generate, really long key stream. We need it because we perform this encryption using XOR bit by bit with plain text and key stream. So once our key stream is exhausted, we need a new key stream for the plain text block that is recommended. But if you repeat it, then there is a chance of some kind of cryptanalysis attacks that are possible. And in case of decryption, same key is given for the same algorithm, and this algorithm will generate same key stream here, and you will XOR it with ciphertext to get the corresponding plain text. In case of block ciphers, what we do is, whatever our original message is, we divide it into blocks. Each block is of length b bit. And then to encryption algorithm, we have given as input one block of plain text and key, and we get the corresponding ciphertext block. Now for the next block of plain text, we will use same key with same encryption algorithm, and we get the next ciphertext block, and so on. Okay. Some of the commonly used modern day block ciphers are AES, DES, 3-des or triple-des, 2-fish, blowfish, and IDEA. These are the name of some of the modern day block ciphers. Block cipher and stream cipher both are symmetric algorithm, because we see that it uses same key for encryption as well as decryption. So symmetric block cipher consists of two things. One is the sequence of rounds. Sequence of round, like you can have in a block cipher 10 round, 20 round, depends on whatever the algorithm is. And then transformation operation. Transformation operation is further divided into two transformation operations that are used by block cipher. Substitution and permutation both are used at the same time. Like we have seen previously in conventional encryption algorithms, that we either use substitution or permutation. But if we are using only substitution or only permutation, our algorithm is not secure. There are many shortcut cryptanalysis attacks are possible on those ciphers. So the modern day cipher, they use substitution and permutation together by using a key and key. And then this substitution and permutation is not performed just one time, it is performed several number of times, and each time when you perform these operation, it is called a round. So we have more than one rounds. Okay, the other features and parameters in the block cipher design is block size. You need to determine the size of block for the cipher because it is a block cipher. So size can be like 64-bit, 128-bit, 256-bit. What should be the size of the block? If size of block is larger, it is more secure. Same is key size. You need to decide about the key size. Larger key size mean more security. Then we have to decide about number of rounds. Okay, there must be some minimum number of rounds that must be achieved, and after that if we increase number of round, it will increase the security. So more number of rounds mean more security. Sub key generation algorithm. When we are using rounds, then to each round we provide a different key. There is one normal key. This key is given as input to key generation algorithm, and key generation algorithm generate sub keys, and one sub key is used in one round. Okay, so if we have 10 rounds, we need 10 sub keys. We have one normal key. This key is given as input to key generation algorithm, and key generation algorithm will generate for you sub keys. So sub key generation algorithm is also required for block ciphers. Then we need round function. This round function consists of substitution and permutation that we apply in each round. So if we have 10 round, so in each round we apply one time round function. So it's like a function, and number of round is like a loop. How many number of time you have to go through this loop to call this function in every iteration. Then inside each round function we need to define our encryption and decryption algorithm, and we need to have a fast software encryption decryption, because if you are going to implement your algorithm in hardware, it will be very efficient, fast, but we need same efficiency in software. So we need a efficient software implementation of our encryption decryption algorithm for block cipher, so that it takes very less time even in software when we are performing encryption or decryption. And the last requirement or parameter that we consider during the design of block cipher is ease of analysis. We want to keep our structure simple so that it should be very easy to analyze this algorithm, so that if there is any weakness in this, it can be highlighted or it can be found easily. Block ciphers need to satisfy two properties. One is confusion, and other one is diffusion. Confusion is achieved by applying substitution operation, and diffusion is achieved by applying permutation operation. What is the confusion property? Confusion property is to make the relationship between ciphertext and key as complex as possible. Now what it means by make the relationship as complex as possible? It means that if we make a change in one bit in the key, like we perform one encryption operation and we give a particular key, and in the second encryption we just change one key bit in the key. By changing one bit in the key, half of the bits of ciphertext should be altered or change or modify. This is called confusion property. And confusion property is achieved through substitution operation. And the other property is diffusion property, which is achieved through permutation, which make the relationship between plain text and ciphertext as complex as possible. It means that if we keep the same key, but if we change plain text only one bit, the half of the bits of the ciphertext should be changed. This is called diffusion property, and these properties are properly measured in your ciphertext by giving different plain text and keys. By making changes in plain text and key and see what is the ciphertext, whether it achieves confusion or diffusion, it is properly measured, and the number of rounds are decided based on this confusion and diffusion property. Like after one round we measure confusion and diffusion in ciphertext. Okay, Is it satisfy? No, it's not yet satisfy. Okay, one round more, one round more. So when you increase the number of rounds in block ciphers, it increase this confusion and diffusion. And when there is more confusion and diffusion property is there in the cipher text, cryptanalysis attack become more difficult. So the goal of these two property is to make the analysis attack as difficult as possible on ciphertext. The decryption algorithm in symmetric block cipher is same as encryption algorithm. We give to decryption algorithm as input ciphertext and subkeys, because one key for each round. The only difference between encryption and decryption is we use in decryption process the keys in reverse order. Like during encryption in round 1, if we give sub key 1, round 2, sub key 2 and sub key 3 in each round, like round n, sub key n, but in decryption it will be opposite. In round 1 we will use sub key n. In round 2 we will use sub key n minus 1. Like I can give you an example over here. Let's suppose, okay, this is my sub key. I have 3 rounds. So first round in encryption I use sub key 1, second round I use sub key 2 and third round I use sub key 3. Okay, in encryption. This is encryption. Now in decryption what I will do, okay, I need to keep it over here. And in decryption I will use it in this way. Sub key 3 in first round, then sub key 2 in second round and sub key 1 in third round. Everything is same in decryption algorithm except you will use sub keys in reverse order. Here sub key 1. So in encryption we use it as 1 2 3, but in decryption we will use it as 3 2 1. So this is the difference between encryption and decryption of symmetric block ciphers. I will give you the just overview of two very well-known symmetric block cipher algorithms that are widely used in practical applications. The older standard was DES or data encryption standard algorithm. In DES algorithm, the block length is, as I told you, when we are defining our block cipher, we have certain parameters that we need to define. So block length is 64 bit. So whatever your original message is, you have to divide it into block of 64 bit each. So each block is of length 64 bit. Key length for DES is 56 bit. Total number of rounds that we have in DES is 16. We apply same round function 16 number of times on one block to get the ciphertext. And it follow this special structure. It is called Feastal network. Okay, what is Feastal network? We will discuss it in the coming slides. This DES algorithm was designed by NSA, that is National Security Agency, and IBM in 1976, and it is considered obsolete nowadays. Why it is not considered very secure nowadays? Because of the key length. It has only 56 bit key length, and by increasing the computational power of computers every day, it is very easy to perform brute force attack on 56 bit keys nowadays. Otherwise its structure is very secure, but brute force attack is always possible on all algorithm, and 56 bit key is not considered to be secure nowadays. So when DES, like in 1999 or 2000, somebody able to hack 56 bit keys in a few number of hours. So, and DES algorithm is one algorithm that is being used in so many applications in military and financial application, and government organizations were using this algorithm for encryption. But when it comes to know that okay, now 56-bit key can be breakable in few hours, so it is not considered to be very secure. But we do not have at that time any alternative algorithm available which should replace DES. So immediate solution for this was triple dash or 3 dash algorithm was the solution for this smaller key length. In 3 dash algorithm, key has been increased to 112 bit, because we use 3 dash algorithm like this. We use dash in 3 times. Okay, so first time we use one key. Okay, triple dash can use two keys. Okay, one key for encryption, two keys are using all together. Okay, so in first time what we do is plain text and encrypt with k1. Then second time when we apply dash, whatever the output of this will be decrypted by using key k2, another key. And third time when we apply dash, whatever the output of this second dash implementation, whatever output is, it is encrypted again with key 1, and you will get ciphertext. Okay, so this is called triple dash. So triple dash, we are using two keys k1 and k2, each key of length 56 bit, so it immediately increase the length of key to 112 bit. And when key length has increased to 112 bit, it would be difficult to perform brute force attack at that time, for this much key is considered to be secure. But still we need a new algorithm, because dash is no more secure. Triple dash can solve the problem temporarily, because dash applying even one time is computationally intensive. One time 16 round, when you are going to apply 3 times, it will have 48 rounds, so it is slow, it becomes slow. Triple dash is slow algorithm, and we don't want slow algorithm, we want some algorithm which should be computationally efficient. So in 2000, NIST, that is your standard bodies that give standard in security, they started searching for a new algorithm that can be considered as a standard algorithm. So NIST then replaced DES with AES, which is called Advanced Encryption Standard, and this algorithm till now is considered to be a standard algorithm for symmetric block ciphers, and is considered to be very secure, where we can have a maximum key length up to 256 bits. Okay, this is the Feastal network. DES use Feastal network. This is the overall structure of Feastal network. In Feastal network, we know that our block cipher DES has a block length 64 bit. So here we have a block of 64 bit. This block of 64 bit is divided into two equal halves, right half and left half. Each half is of size 32 bit. So you have a complete block, and we divide it into two separate block of 32 bit each. One is called left half and other one is called right half. Okay, you take left half, and then we perform these operations on right half, and whatever the output of these operation on right half, it will be exclusive or with the left half to get the next round right half. So this is one round of DES overall. Okay, what we do on 32 bits, okay, we take 32 bits and we expand these 32 bit based on some already defined permutations to 48 bit, and then we have a sub key here, 48 bit. Original key is 56 bit, but this 56 bit key is given as input to key generation algorithm, which will generate 16 sub keys out of it, and each sub key is of length 48 bit. So this 48 bit sub key for round 1 is exclusive or with the output of this expansion operation. Okay, whatever you get as output will be 48 bit. These 48 bit is then given as input here to 8 S boxes. Okay, this 8 S boxes we have, and each box have a length of 6 into 4. We give 6 bit as input to the each S box, and it gives us 4 bit as output, and we have total 8 S boxes. Each S box gives 4 bit as output, so total output is 32 bit that we get out of these 8 S boxes after applying this operation. And then these 32 bits are further shuffled. Okay, permutation is applied over here based on a fixed permutation table, and then whatever the output of this shuffling is XOR with left half to get the new right half, and previous right half will become the new left half for next operation of DES. So this is called Feastel structure, and DES follow Feastel network. Then come AES, that is Advanced Encryption Standard, which replaces actually DES, because in 1999 there was it was possible to break DES 56 bit in few hours. Brute force attack was possible on DES, so immediate solution was given as triple DES, but triple DES is not very fast, so NIST make a competition, and after going through this competition there were so many algorithms which participated in this competition, and after proper analysis of each and every algorithm, at the end in 2001 AES is selected. The original name of the algorithm was Regendile, but because it became a standard, so we call it AES. Okay, Advanced Encryption Standard. In 2003 AES algorithm have these properties. Its block size is 128 bit. Like DES block size was 64 bit, AES block size is 128 bit. Okay, AES give you privilege for using 3 different key length. You can use 128 bit key or 192 bit key or 256 bit key. So as you increase the size of key, complexity of algorithm increase, it become more secure, brute force attack become more difficult. So we have the 3 options for key with AES. You can use 128 bit or 192 bit or 256 bit. And number of rounds are also, we have 3 options. If we are using 128 bit key, then number of rounds will be 10. If we are using 192 bit key, the number of rounds will be 12. And if we are using 256 bit key, then number of rounds are 14. And in each round we apply substitution and permutation network. Now DES use Feastel network, but AES use substitution permutation network. So AES structure is different from DES structure. Okay, this slides show the one round of AES algorithm. Now how things are processed in AES. Your input plain text block 128 bit is written in this form. This is 4 by 4 matrix, and in this matrix each entry is 16 bit. Okay, so you write your input as this 4 by 4 matrix like in hexadecimal form, like it will be something like this: 4b, let's suppose first entry 4b, 1c, 2d, 1f, let's suppose, whatever your input is, and so on. 4 by 4 matrix you have over here, and you fill your plain text column wise, not row wise but column wise, in this 4 by 4 matrix. Then we have a sub key over here. Each sub key will be of the same length as original key. Original key is 128 bit, so sub key or round key will also be same length, 128 bit, and you will XOR both of them together. Okay, bit by bit XOR, and whatever is given as output, it will be input to 16 S boxes. In In DES, number of S boxes are 8, but in AES, number of S boxes are 16. So you give in output of this XOR operation as input to S boxes. So the output of S boxes is then given as input to another operation which is called shift row, where first row remain unchanged, second row will be shift 1 bit circular shift, then 2 bit circular shift, and then 3 not a bit 3 byte circular shift. So each, here we have 32 bytes, 32, 32, 32. So first 32 bytes remain unchanged, then first row is 1 byte left circular shift, 2 byte left circular shift, and 3 byte left circular shift. So shift row operation is performed, and then output of shift row operation is given as input to mix column operation, where we perform multiply this matrix with a fixed polynomial over a Galois field 2 raised to the power 8. So these are complex operations. I'm not going to go into the detail of these algorithm because we don't have enough time, but you people can just get a rough idea of, at least you should know that in AES round, each round have which operations. So we have exclusive OR, then S box, then shift row, and then mix column. So shift row give you permutation, S boxes give you substitution, mix column is again substitution.